Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Crafty Concepts with Erin. I'm Erin, and if you love all things scrapbooking and card making, then you are in the right place. Today we're going to create a scrapbook layout featuring the pumpkin spice workshop from close to my heart. Now the workshops are really fun because everything comes in these little bags ready to go. So it's like a whole little kit. The layouts are pre-designed, but the fun thing is you absolutely do not have to follow the pre-designed layouts. These are gorgeous. You get enough to make 3 double-page layouts. They have the blueprints that tell you what measurements to cut your paper. They show you exactly how to put these layouts together. And like I said, they're absolutely gorgeous. So that's really a fun, feature about the workshops. You can make pages really quickly, or if you're just starting out with scrapbooking, this is a great way to learn because it teaches you, you get ideas, there's techniques, and it tells you where to place and layer things. So you learn a lot from these workshops. Now, with that said, if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you know I usually mix things up and I just have to make it my own and do my own thing. And you can do that with the workshop because you can either get just the individual components like the paper pack, the coordinating cardstock, stickers, there's Picture My Life cards for pocket scrapbooking or to incorporate onto your regular layouts. There's a digital art collection where you can cut these out. There's even a layout there and this works with any die cutting machine. It doesn't just have to be a Cricut. They have now made it to where it will work on a Silhouette also. So whatever you have at home, that is compatible. So there's the individual pieces, but then here's the workshop, which is what I'm working with today. And like I said, even if you don't want to follow the blueprints, the workshops are still really fun because you get exclusive die cuts. There's things that are available in this kit that you can't get by purchasing the components individual. So that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, if you just want the paper pack, that's an option. If you just want the wood stickers, you can do that too. But we're working with the Pumpkin Spice Workshop today, and I'm going to share with you some tips on how I size my photos and for photo placement. So I will go ahead and pull this. I'm not going to go over the whole kit contents. I will link a video where I have gone over the entire Pumpkin Spice paper collection and you guys can see everything that's in the this paper pack. But they do in the workshops give you, come here little guys, they give you these photo placeholders. Now you can use these if you don't have your pictures. They hold the place where your pictures are going to go. I save these and use them for different things, but you'll notice it says 3x3 or 3x4. There is a 4x4, 4x6, and they go all the way up to, I think I have 5x7s from different collections. So I print my photos from home, and sometimes, I get asked a lot, well, how do you know what size to print your photos? So I will play with these and just kind of experiment. So let's say I have 6 photos that I want to incorporate onto a layout. This workshop calls for 5 pictures, right? Well, what if I don't have a horizontal photo? What if mine are all vertical? There's ways to adapt these to make it work for your photos. What if you only have 2 photos? Or what if you want to incorporate more? They're really flexible and it's easy to do. But like I said, I print mine from home and I don't want to just print out a bunch of sizes and then not have them work. So I will use these little placeholders to just get a visual in my head of different configurations that might work. And then I know, okay, yeah, I think that, I want my focal photo here and I can print a couple smaller ones here. And now I know to make them 3x3. Some other things you can do is here, and then I'll just know in my mind I'm going to do maybe a big cluster here with a title, and then I can have a journaling block right here, and this just gives me a visual tool and a jumping off place so I know what size to make my photos. So you'll see I have a ton of these photo placeholders from prior kits, and I just keep them and use them for different options, but this is my favorite use for them. And you don't have to have these. You can just cut cardstock or printer paper to the different sizes and write on there so you have your templates. One more thing before we get started. Many of you ask what I use to print my photos at home. I get asked this question all the time. This is the Epson PictureMate 400. You can see it's a very compact little printer. It is a little dusty. Just ignore the dust. It is capable of printing up to 5x7. So you can see the little screen pops up and it has this where the photos come out. So you just put the photo paper here, and I am very happy with the quality. The one thing I will say is photo paper matters. I mean, it does, you know, obviously you want a good quality printer, but if you're putting cheap junk photo paper in there, you're not going to get pictures that print well or pictures that have the lasting staying power that obviously we want, right? We want to pass our scrapbooks down for generations to come. So don't skimp on the photo paper. You definitely want to use a good quality paper. I know you guys will probably ask also, I do have a Mac computer, and so there is a software program on there called iPhoto, and that is what I use to size my photos. I can, you know, it's very flexible. I can make them any size. And if I'm printing from my phone, I have an app called Print to Size. It did cost a little bit of money, but it was very reasonable. There's like an annual fee. I don't know, it was less than $5, but I can take any photo from my phone, open it up in the app and size it very easily to whatever size I want, and then it Bluetooth communicates right to my Epson PictureMate printer, and so that's how I pull photos from my phone to print. I like printing from home because it gives me the flexibility to quickly make my photos whatever size, because you can't always crop them. When you took the photo, it may be zoomed in and maybe you can't make it a square without chopping off important parts of the photo. So that is why I like to print them myself, and I only print what I scrapbook, and that way I don't have a gazillion extra photos lying around. Okay, enough chatter. We'll get this cleaned up and get started on our layout. Okay, so I want to create this layout today with this beautiful paper. It has like watercolor stripes down from the top to the bottom, is how they have it. This is the workshop here, or the layout from the workshop, and they have, like I said, 5 photos, but my photos are all, I have 6 of them. I may cut one out and only use 5, but they are all oriented horizontally, so I'm going to have to do some adjustments. And you could, let's say you only had one photo and you just wanted to use part of this. I mean, you could even turn it that way and use your picture like that. I mean, there's so many things you can do, but I am going to keep mine oriented this way. I have this photo printed. It's my favorite from all the pictures, and I knew I wanted it to be the focal photo and a 4x6, so I know I do want to have that. Let me scoot this over a bit. I'm unsure about the rest of the sizes, so I'm going to use my little photo place card holders and experiment a little bit. Now they have, it looks like a 4x6 and maybe some 3x3s here. And again, that's possibly going to work, but what we could, instead of these 2 smaller photos, we could do a 4x6 oriented there. And then instead of this 4x6 horizontal, we could do 2 smaller photos here, 3x4s, and that would give us kind of the same balance that they have here, but making it work for the photos that I have on hand. And then on this side they have 2 horizontals, and so I have, you know, I could do the same thing and kind of repeat that, but I think I might get away with just 1 or 5 pictures and leave 1 of them out, because 2 of them are very similar. So this might work for me, and like I said, this is going to give me an idea for printing my photos, so I'm going to go ahead and go do that. Okay, so I've got my photos printed, and I ended up going with a 4x4 for this one over here, and then our 4x6 and the 2 3x4s. I know this is going to be a little bit longer of a video than my typical videos, but I wanted you guys to have an idea of what goes on behind the scenes. So many of you say you make it look so easy, but this is a little bit of the design brainstorming that goes on before I turn the camera on and what you guys typically see. So I thought it would be helpful to share that. Now I'm thinking I might want to put my photo here and the 2 smaller ones out on the right hand side here. I think that's a nice balance there, with the 2 larger in the center and then going out. So you can see they've used all of these leaves. These are the extra exclusive die cut pieces that come in the workshop, plus the additional, pattern papers here. So we are going to want to pop out all of these leaves. I don't know if I'm going to use this title yet. I may switch up the title. So I'll go ahead and pop out all of these leaves, but you can see how easily they come out, and you have these beautiful die cut pieces ready to go. So I'll go ahead and get all of these popped out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have all my pretty pieces here. I'm going to set these off to the side, and you'll notice they have their photos matted on this lighter colored cardstock that's probably shortbread, I'm thinking. I want to go with Harbor. So I feel like this is the Harbor I've cut a photo mat. It's like this beautiful green gray color, and I feel like it just really complements my photos, and it's going to make them pop against that background. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a photo mat for each of these. So I ended up cutting the white border off of the smaller photos, and I like it better. Usually I'm really a big fan of the white border, but for this one I think that I'm going to cut it off. So I'll go ahead and do that really quick off camera. Okay, so I have those all matted, and we're ready to start kind of playing around with embellishments and title options. Before I start placing the leaves on the layouts, I'm going to roughly sort them into two piles. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to make sure that the colors and style of leaves are evenly distributed from the left to the right. So if I just roughly sort them, because there's some that are kind of varied and a little different, but we have some similar leaves and colors going on. So I just want to make those into two equal piles. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I like to repeat both colors and elements in my different embellishment clusters. So by sorting these ahead of time, it's going to make that process a lot easier. I am placing these in the same general location as the layout design, but since my photos are a bit different and the orientation is slightly altered, I'm going to have to just kind of tweak them a little bit. I'm very loosely placing these, and when I actually go to adhere them, I'll be very, meticulous and careful and get everything situated just so. But for now, we're just going to get it down and make sure we like the distribution of color and textures. So the cute couple in the photos, that is my oldest son and his girlfriend, and it's kind of funny because would he ever pose for pictures like this if I wanted them? No, but when she asks, he's like, yeah, sure, great, just say when, what should I wear? And I don't care because I get the copies of the pictures and I was super happy to have them. So I'm glad that they had fun doing this little photo shoot. Her sister likes to take pictures, and so there's lots of pictures coming my way. And as a scrapbooker, that is super exciting. These pictures were taken last season, and they just were waiting around for the pumpkin spice paper pack. I know it because her sweater is absolutely perfect, right? So you'll notice on the workshop, the titles on the bottom, it says my favorite color is autumn. I'm going to switch it the other way around and say autumn is my favorite color. I think it works both ways, but it feels a little kind of, I don't know, isolated down there by itself. It's just my style to kind of have everything layered and nestled together. So I'm going to try to bump this up. And again, I'm not sure if this is the title I really want to go for. So I'm flipping through my Picture My Life cards here. These always have great title options and journaling cards and really fun things I like to incorporate. Now this one, I somehow missed filming it, but I cut it out with this stitched bracket here. You can see that stitching detail around the edge. So that was a 3x4 pocket card, and it says, hey cutie pie. And I thought that's going to be cute, but to make it fit, I'm going to have to bump that 4x4 photo down. And I think I'm going to put that right there. While I was thumbing through those pocket cards, I found this one here, and I really wanted to add more of that color, that richer, deeper color to the layout. So I'm going to slide that behind my photo and then bring in some more of the embellishments. These are stickers from the coordinating sticker sheet. I really like to have like some element covering where all the leaves are stemming from. It just kind of smooths that transition. So I'm trying the title over here. Just autumn color, and I'm still thinking about it. So while I'm mulling that over, I'm going to bring in these really fun wood stickers. They're actually wood, but they're super thin. They have adhesive backing. These come in the workshop, but you can buy these separate also. So I'm going to layer some of those in the different clusters just to add some color and texture. I really love the different elements mixed together on the layout. So again, I'm going to try to repeat this, these wooden stickers in each of the clusters. So just a little something. I have the acorn there on the right, and then we'll put some leaves in the other clusters. So we have this little space up top here where I feel like it needs something where those leaves join the photos. So I wanted something round to mimic those round stickers. So we have these pumpkins here, and I thought those are going to work well. And so I'm going to layer these over the top of each other, and I think that's just what it needed. There are a few word stickers on the layout that I'm going to incorporate, but I thought it'd be fun to add some of this rose gold shimmer trim. So I'm actually going to layer the sticker so it's kind of just on the bottom half to add a little sparkle and shine. This rose gold goes so pretty with the fall colors. And then we'll repeat that over here. The one on the left says snuggle weather, and this one says together. There's lots of different word phrases, and I love incorporating word stickers onto my layouts. I just think they're so fun. I'm adding a few more of the little wooden stickers. I didn't have any in this upper cluster, so there's a couple little leaves. I thought they'd look cute coming off of the pumpkins. Now I'm going to give up on that title, and I decided to add my journaling. I printed it on vellum because I don't want to hide those streaks on the background paper of that really pretty color. So the vellum lets that show through. I've torn the bottom for a little bit of character, and I'm sliding this up underneath the photos, and that's where I will adhere it. This vellum comes in a 12 by 12 sheet. You get a packet of it, and I just trim it down and run it right through my photo printer. I create a text box in a Microsoft Word document, and I can size that text box to whatever size I need the journaling to fill out, and then just print it out, and it works great. I really like printing on vellum. So I've adhered it with glue dots up underneath the photo so you can't see, and I thought, of course, we could add some more sparkle, right? This is the Autumn Loose Sequins, and it's a mix of copper colored sequins. There's beads in here and these little sequin leaves. Really, really pretty for a shaker card, but they also make great embellishments on a layout. Again, I like to use glue dots for these. I think it holds them on there the best, and I'm just using the micro glue dots, and I'm going to put a few, there's kind of a copper color and then more of a gold color, so I'm mixing and matching the sizes and the colors, and I'll just add them to each embellishment cluster around the page. So you'll notice how, and again, I kind of copied the location of where the embellishments were on the original layout. See how they kind of go from the top left to the down on a diagonal to the right, and then diagonal up to the top across the other page, and then back down. That is a really good balance and placement for the embellishments. It really leads your eye all the way through the layout from the left to the right. So we're just about done with our sequin placement here. I will get that last one tacked down, sweep this up out of the way, and I do want to add these zip strips to the bottom of the layout. So this is the branding strip off of this pattern paper. I love that plaid on the background and those pumpkins against that harbor color, so pretty. So they had this on the layout in the workshop, and having this little strip of color across the bottom kind of anchors the layout, and it stops your eye. It just like, you know, gives your eye a place to rest and stops it, so it's not like the design's not falling off the bottom of the page. I know that sounds a little crazy, but it makes a big difference. So here's that finished layout. You can see how I've altered it to make it work for me with this pocket card for my title and the different size photos. And then we've added a little bit of shimmer trim for some sparkle. And then looking at the right-hand side, oops, little rogue sequins there. I have added some journaling here on vellum and, you know, sized my photos and oriented them differently. I hope you were inspired by today's video, and if you are not already a subscriber, I would love to have you join the community, so tap that subscribe button. And everything I used in today's video is listed in the description box below, so click that see more button and you can find all sorts of information. Thanks, I'll see you guys next time.